My name is Hussein Nalwala.
Ich heiße Ariel. My name is Oriel.
My name is Ava McGinnity.
My name is Ada Peters.
My name is Benjamin Cumming, and I am the operations manager for the Idea Realization Labs.
I am doing my master's in cybersecurity from DePaul.
I am studying industrial design.
Game design and a minor in animation.
Game design with a minor in fandom, subculture, and cult media.
So in my first quarter, I visited IRL for something and I saw all this cool stuff, 3D printers and laser cutters and then I saw the electronics lab. And since I have a background in electronics, so I thought, I could do something, I could build some projects and I could help it out.
My friend told me about the job. I've always been big on making stuff and I like learning new things and learning new skills and things like that.
What drew me to the IRL were, I think, mainly the machines. That it is a makerspace. When I first came to the city, I wanted to find a makerspace, and the fact that there was one in my school, in my subset of the college, was very good.
I've been working at the IRL for 2 years now. I picked the IRL because my former coworker Issa and my manager Ben at the table, and they had 3D printed caffeine little amulet, and they gave one to me, and I was so excited by the fact that I could just make something stupid like that. Getting to hear about all of the different machines and all of the different ways that I could engage in art making at the lab was really exciting for me.
I'd been working at DePaul for years, doing other things, and when the IRL first opened, it seemed like an amazing opportunity to get involved with a whole new set of tools and resources and start something new at DePaul.
In working at the IRL, I probably gained a community. I became part of it, and it's forming as we go along with it, right?
I've learned to stop getting in my own way, I think. Working on big projects like the robots has really gotten me to be more confident in myself and less scared of starting big projects.
I have learned to trust the students and let the students follow their process and just be there to support them, provide them the resources they need, and be a sounding board for their ideas.
I've definitely taken away a lot of things, a lot of mechanical skills and technical knowledge of how to use certain things, but also a lot of organizational skills and people skills.
I learned about a bunch of tools that I did not know how to use before. The laser cutters, CNC machines, especially our ShopBot, the 4x8 foot CNC machine for cutting wood.
The faculty director for the lab, David Ramsey, wanted to undertake some kind of big project that would create a lot of noise and bring a lot of attention to the lab. And so we were looking for something that was quite literally noisy, big, showy, flashy, that we could bring to showcase events around the university and maybe elsewhere.
I do think our lab manager, Ben, brought it up as an idea because he saw something on YouTube and was inspired by it. Not sure if we should say that or not, but that was sort of the first kernel of the idea.
I think we had this idea of, building some kind of robots or something, and then someone said that we could build a life-size Rock'em Sock'em kind of a thing.
I remember just being told that we could make a game, and that in itself was exciting to me.
I was up for trying it. It was a good idea. And I didn't know how to execute the idea.
When it was brought up, I definitely thought it was possible. It was definitely gonna be a stretch.
I was thinking, how will the arm move? Like, what will the movement be like?
I was not sure, to be honest. We had tried some large-scale stuff in the past and they fell apart for various reasons. I had total confidence in the ability of the students to learn what they needed to and to finish things, but getting it done on a timeline was uncertain.
I was not thinking it was going to be this big or this cool looking at all. It was a surprise to see how big we could make this project. That confidence grew as I talked with my coworkers more and learned more about the project. But the platform that we were making the game on, Ada and I didn't really know how to use it very well. So it was all just a very big learning process.
The biggest challenge I faced while working on this was, since I was in charge of programming the UI for the screen, getting it to work the way I wanted it to in processing, which was not a program I had worked in before.
I think the biggest challenge was just learning how to use processing, which is the platform that we made the game on. It wasn't really designed for projects like this, so it's cool that we made it work, but it was a bit of work to get it to this point.
A lot of the ways that I had to overcome problems was a lot of forum searching or like dredging through old forum posts to be like, has anyone had something similar to this? Kind of, okay, I can work with it.
There's just a lot of Ada and I texting back and forth in various states of distress.
The biggest challenge was figuring out how all of those things will come together and how it will all work as a single unit.
Getting the geometry right. What made it work eventually was using a cardboard model of the components of the arms and then changing the length of each one of those until it seemed like it would work on the robot. The challenge there was to have the fist move forward and up because the torsos are so close to one another. It's sort of an unnatural distance for boxing. The fact that it looks sort of natural on the robots is success, I would say. But it took a while.
Just brainstormed ideas one after another, tried a couple of things, failed again, rebuild, failed again, build. Yeah, that's how every project is done. You fail before and then you build again and you learn from your failures. Yeah.
I remember when we were choosing our aesthetics, we wanted to take after the original boxing robots idea. So like the classic 80s, got the halftones and the very bright colors.
When I was designing the UI on like getting people's reads on it, the thing I was thinking of most of the time was like a fighting game where, you have like the two health bars on the sides. One thing that I wanted to add to it was the like pop-ups of the like cartoon sound effects or whatever, and still making the UI that you need to read actually legible.
The one thing I remember was we measuring the actual robots. I had a couple of options. First was a pressure sensor in which if we hit the head and it basically feels the pressure or it senses the pressure, but the pressure reading was not exact, it was not correct. Then we thought when you hit the head will move, right? So if you can measure the movement of the head, then in the 3D plane, then we could record how hard the head has been hit, and we could measure the force of the punch from that. So that's how then we picked up acceleration sensors for the Arduino, and then that's what we have implemented right now.
I was most surprised by the lengths that the project team went to learn what they needed to learn and accomplish things that seemed really daunting.
I am most proud of getting the geometry right because it's so tricky. I challenge anyone to do it themselves and just try and see what you can do.
I'm proud of learning a new language for this. Learning how to use an entire new platform for code for such a big project.
I do remember at the last moment when we were displaying it, it was not working. And I did something with the wires and it started working. So I think, figuring out things at the last moment and making it work.
I'm proud of the people. I'm proud of each of the contributors and what they put into it and how much they leaned into the challenges.
If somebody else were to try to approach a project like this, you can have one person that is a specialist in one field, but you will probably not be able to achieve something really cool if you're the only one doing it. But you will have to have other skill sets that then match it. Three major ones visible in the background. Right? There's the thing itself, but then there are also the electronics, the game aspect of it.
Just have courage. Just do the thing. Ask for help when you need help. Don't spend so long on Reddit looking for answers because they're not going to help you as much as your friends will.
Don't be afraid of things. If things will not work, it's okay. You can try out different things, but basically don't be afraid of things which will not work. Just build it.
Get ready for unforeseen things to happen and for things to not work the way that you want them to.
The advice that I would give to anyone taking on a big open-ended project like this is built into how we do things at the IRL. Try, fail, try again, fail and learn. And through that iterative failure process, you get where you're trying to go, or you get somewhere even better. Samuel Beckett said, "Ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better."
Funky dope.